I just want to go. It's Friday. I'm like, hey, maybe I should do a review of the tech support calls we get, because I had a tech support call with YouTube this morning. It's more like a creator's call. This is what happens when you're a monetized YouTuber, 1,000 subs, over 4,000 watch hours. You get invited to YouTube calls where they go over tech support challenges or new features that have come out, or asking for input from YouTubers, right? So it's super important to show up and attend these meetings and learn from, it's like round robin style. So everybody, what I love about it is everybody gets, we all get it. We all get the microphone. We all get to talk about what we're doing, and how we're using YouTube. And if I've tested it horizontal and vertical live. So when I stream from my webcam, I've got this near stream. This is my traffic cam. So when I'm driving across North America, I just turn this on, connect it to YouTube. So any of my traveling streams are using this. Video quality may not be perfect. Audio quality is not perfect, but at least I'm doing something and I'm recording. It might have to go on a different channel. It's probably should not be on this Don't Get Hacked, call me for help channel, but I'm testing YouTube out, and we're testing features. And I already had a digital nomad channel, but then we changed it based on, I've got a bunch of YouTube channels, right? So sometimes you start out with ideas on YouTube and then things change. Hello?
Die.
What's up?
Die.
Why am I being told to die?
Because you should.
Because I should. Okay, that's a teenager for you. Telling me I should die because I should.
What are you doing?
Well, you're the one coming to interrupt me. So, anyway, quick live today. I just wanted to go do the week in summary. Maybe I'll do that for new content. Week of summary of the requests we get at a cybersecurity company and how we can, and what our answers of. The YouTube team this morning told me I should do like a weekly review of calls I get and how we solve people's issues. So we've had a dentist office calling us with a slow printer. Every single week they're sending us videos on WhatsApp about how slow their printer is. And I'm like, but it works. It prints. And I'm like, why do you think it's slow compared to what it was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 30 weeks ago or a year ago? And they're literally just like sending me videos of how long it takes for their print jobs to come out. And I'm like, well, we can switch you to another printer. We can switch you to another printer. You're using a Epson ink tank system right now because you like color prints. We can put in a black laserjet printer and see if your print jobs come out quicker. Do you want to do that? Yes or no? So they haven't given us a yes yet, but for 3 weeks in a row, I've got the employees calling me to say, hey, the printer's too slow, but there's no error messages. The print job's fine. It looks good. There's technically nothing wrong with the paper coming out of the printer. It's just the staff mentally think the printer's too slow. I've remotely troubleshooted it. I've sent an employee on site, and he's like, Mike, the printer works fine. And I'm like, I know the printer works fine, but the employees think the print jobs are taking too long. I don't know if they timed them before. They're not showing me any before and after videos saying, hey, I've suggested that we buy a new printer and compare and contrast the print job speeds. That has not been resolved. They've not been invoiced, but they're on a monthly contract, so I'm working on a solution. Other service request was a vocal coach. So she trains people on how to sing. So yes, I have a dental customer, and then I get a voice training customer. There's been a few others this week. The vocal customer, also in a monthly contract, uses a Windows 10 desktop and a Windows 11 laptop because she wants to move to Windows 11, but she doesn't want to lose her Windows 10 environment. So I was like, okay, perfect. So in that situation, you just make sure all their files are in the cloud, OneDrive or Google Drive or whatever. Their email is synchronized to the cloud. She's using Gmail. But she doesn't use Gmail in a web browser. She uses it in Microsoft Outlook, which drives me insane because it's wrought full of issues. It's just full of issues. But the age she is, she doesn't want to learn anything new. So we keep making sure Gmail loads properly in Microsoft Outlook. The challenge is, if you've ever used Microsoft Outlook, you can change your views quite easily on Microsoft Outlook. So change the size of boxes, change whether or not the folders show up, etc., etc., etc. You can have Microsoft Outlook is nice because you can heavily customize your email view. The challenge is when end users click on buttons themselves and mess up their views, and they don't know how to reverse engineer the damage that they just caused. So they've clicked on a whole bunch of stuff and they don't know how to go back to the old way of viewing stuff. So remotely, a couple times this week, I've remoted in and I've made sure both her laptop and the desktop view look okay. But she's texted me again this morning saying, hey, I've clicked on something and I've lost everything and my life is over because my email does not look the same as it did yesterday. And that's how dramatic humans can be when they're dealing with their technology. If they click on something and they don't know how to go back, the world is over and it's your fault. So I have to remote in there today and again compare what Microsoft Outlook on Windows 10 looks like versus Microsoft Outlook on Windows 11. This is what we do all day long. We are a cybersecurity company, and we make sure your data is documented and you have 3 sets of backups, and we know how to put your life back together when your computers fail. So we're a cybersecurity company at heart. But what pays the bills? Tech support, 24/7 tech support, English, Spanish, French, Arabic. We've got you covered. I've got people on my team who can help you out in multiple different languages. But this is what we do as a IT support business, cybersecurity business, is we answer people's questions. So if you've got a technology question, drop it in the comments. I always answer them, even if you tell me I'm wrong. It's okay. I'm not offended that you're telling me that I'm wrong. You know, somebody told me in the comments that even a 20-year-old computer can run Windows 11. And I'm like, I don't think so. Because Windows 11 only supports UEFI BIOS. And those came out in 2013, 2014. So 11 years old computer, yes, can run Windows 11. But a 20-year-old computer, I think you're wrong, but I could always be proven wrong because the only reason I've been successful as a business owner for 20 years and still run the same business is because I know what I'm talking about and I have so much experience with fixing technology issues. So, slow printer issue. It's been nagging me for 3 weeks. I'm not in that particular city right now, so I'm relying on an employee to go visit the site and solve. The receptionist complaining that the printer is too slow. Email issue with Outlook will be solved again today. She may break her view on Microsoft Outlook. She may complain about it. She's pretty good though. The vocal coach is pretty good. Probably contacts me every 4 to 5 months to say she's got a problem. We fix it, and she just pays her monthly bill, which covers backups, cybersecurity monitoring, and unlimited phone and remote support. $100 a month. That's what she pays. YouTube student yesterday telling me YouTube is too hard and she's only gone up 8 or 9 subscribers. And I'm like, hey, at least your subscribers have gone up. And then she was wondering why she doesn't get more subscribers. And maybe she needs an intro to her podcast. And I'm like, you could do an intro. But I'm like, what stayed the same? What is staying the same in her environment is her editor and her virtual assistants. And I suggested maybe we change that stuff up. Maybe we change. Hey, thanks for joining. I don't know what you're Juliberman. Anyway, welcome to the channel. This is a cybersecurity channel. I talk about. I'm doing like my YouTube. I had training with YouTube this morning. They told me I should do weekly summaries of all the tech support calls we get, and maybe include before and after interviews with the customers to say, hey. Or I can even post screenshots of the text messages I get from people. I haven't even talked about the QNAP situation, the Mac user with the QNAP, because she's texting me all hours of the day. And I've had to send my on-site technicians to deal with her. And they don't even understand why it works when they're there. And it works when I'm remoting in, but as soon as you let end users play with their own stuff, it's so easy for them to break their own stuff that we constantly have to send a technician back out and say, hey, stop playing and stop touching with your gear. You may have thought you were smart enough to implement this technology yourself without any supervision, but something's changed in your life and you set up your own QNAP years ago, successfully set up your own QNAP years ago, and now you just don't have the mental capacity to deal with its troubleshooting. Don't know. So yes, we had somebody contact us that their backups work. Their cloud backups are working, but their backups from their Mac to their Time Machine, their Apple Mac's got this thing built in called Apple Time Machine. I've covered in my other I've covered in my other YouTube videos where I've got instructions for you to back up your Windows computer, your Mac computer, your iPhone, or your Android. I've talked about backups before and how to do it. And if you need a backup strategy for your business or your personal data, I've got a video to help you out with that. Or you can just leave comments on my YouTube, leave comments in the YouTube videos, and I'll step you through a backup strategy. But we also have an app which will also take you to training videos to help you set up your own backup strategy. And then if you need professional advice, you can book a call with us, and we'll charge you up front. We'll walk you through it to make sure you're satisfied with the way we teach you to back up your stuff. But my weekly recap, I'll just wrap it up now because all my live viewers have died off 13 minutes in. So that's my success so far with YouTube. I know it's not. Computers are not exciting. Backups are not exciting until you lose everything, and then you wish you knew me and had me set up your backups. Doesn't matter if it's a residential computer, your senior parents' computer, your iPhone, your Android. Most people don't know how to back up their stuff. And then when they lose everything, and they're like, I thought iCloud backed up all my stuff. Not if you don't actually check it and maintain it and make sure it's working. So there's many ways to back up your devices, and many people don't have the patience to actually set it up, maintain it, and check on it quarterly and verify everything works. And you're going to say, hey, I thought things were automatic, set it and forget it. 90% of the time, you still have to check on your stuff because sometimes you have a slow internet connection, sometimes the software needs to be updated, and sometimes I don't want you to have a false sense of security, and that happens all the time with residential users, business users, corporate users, thinking they've got things set up properly and finding out it's not set up properly, and it's going to cause you a massive headache when you lose data. So weekly wrap up, talking about this QNAP. I had a customer contact us with a QNAP. Time Machine backups aren't working on the QNAP, right? So I was like, hey, you pay monthly, you have unlimited remote support, So we're gonna remote into your computer, go through your backups. Spent hours, remoted into her computer, into her Mac. Could not had her reset her modem, had her reset the QNAP, could not get anything connected. I'm like, okay, I don't know if this user's following my instructions. I'm gonna send an on-site technician. On-site technician, 3 hours. Pulled over to her drives, reset the QNAP to factory defaults, reset up the backups. 3 hours because the QNAP is acting weird and we don't know if it's normal for this QNAP to act weird or if it's a user playing around with it too much. Anyway, I've remoted in recently, a couple days ago. I've been texting her. I'm like, hey, your time machine backups are working. Your online backups are working. We're back up and running with our 3 sets of backups. It's not even a business user. It's a residential user and hobbyist photographer. Still need 3 backups because in case of flood, fire, theft, user error, hackers, I want to make sure you've got a robust business recovery plan to put your business back together after disaster strikes. That's what the whole goal of cybersecurity is, to make sure you've got a rock solid business recovery plan or residential computer recovery plan. Let's make sure we know how to put your data back together. Anyway, her backup's working, but she doesn't know how to log into her QNAP. So she's texting me the last 2 days to say, hey, your employee has to come back on site. And I'm like, that is fine. I can send him back on site, but what he'll want to know what's not working, and I need to give him some instructions. So he's mentally prepared to come on site and be nice and step you through. Because sometimes we send technicians on site and they're not really fixing anything, but they're there to reassure the end user that everything's working properly. Maybe you need some up-to-date training. Maybe you're falling into, hey, I'm only 30, 40, or 50 years old, but I'm having seniors moments when it comes to handling the technology in my life. And you just need somebody there to hold your hand and get you through. Sometimes you're just skipping steps in your technology, and sometimes technology can be weird. It's not consistent. Sometimes, everything now with technology relies on a good internet connection, and if your internet connection's messing up, or your router, or your Wi-Fi, or your computer, sometimes you can't even get a solution to work today at 2 p.m., but tomorrow at 4 p.m., all the issues are gone. All your mental, all your psychological issues, all your stress factors affecting you implementing or testing your technology. Ignoring, and now we got to solve all those warning signs in order to get your technology put back together and get you rolling. Because in a business, it's usually not just yourself, it's you, your business partner, your employees. Like, if your technology is not working well, it's going to be affecting everybody, and we got to figure out how to make the technology solutions in your business work for all those environmental variables, right? As I was talking about earlier in this thing, I've got one employee calling from a denture clinic that's saying printer slow. Nobody else is telling me that printer's slow, but the one user is complaining that it's slow. Is the printer actually slow, or is it just stuff, or is it just the environmental variables in that employee's life that is giving her the perception that the printer's slow? This is what I gotta do. I gotta solve. And like, my wife tells me I'm a guidance counselor. I'm a counselor, all the business coach. I'm not a business coach. I'm not a business coach. I can help you solve issues in your business and make sure you're getting more customers coming in, but you still are the expert in your business. And I can just make sure the tools that you have chosen to use, computers, internet printer, iPads, phones, apps, whatever, I can tell you, we can do performance benchmarks on them and say, hey, you want to do this. You want to input, I've had people like, hey, I want to do this with an Android tablet. I'm like, okay, you're whatever, like, what are you trying to do with it? Oh, I'm going to use this app to monitor 20 security cameras. I'm like, okay, have you done this before? No, but my friend's got it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's chat with your friend to see how much money they've invested in their solution to get that solution to work. And then you can let me know if you want to keep up with the Joneses. You want to keep up with your business partner. You want to keep up with your friends who've got some technologies low cost and high training costs. Some technologies super high expense but low training curve. So it just depends on the solution we're implementing, and you're not the same human as your friends who are using the same stuff. So your results are going to vary with every piece of technology that you're using and your expected outcome with that piece of technology. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're looking at bumping up our subscribers on this channel. If you've got a technology question, leave that in the comment. I will answer them. And also I run a YouTube university. So I have multiple YouTube channels. I've got multiple monetized YouTube channels. And I want to help you all with your content and making money from your content and growing your business. Or getting a business started. You gotta make content. So I am YouTubeFamous.com. I run Saturday morning YouTube mastermind, ask me anything. It's like YouTube University. You show up, you got questions about getting started, you got questions about growing your audience, you got a question about converting your audience into paid customers. We chat about it every Saturday morning for 1 hour, 9 a.m. Eastern. Go register on IamYouTubeFamous.com and we'll set you up. Have a great day.